should be gone.
Yeah, I mean, my opening statement would be is that these kids just completed the first ever 16-0 season. There was a ton of question marks to start the year. They didn't return many off a great senior class, and they just went 28 straight, and it's remarkable. I mean, it'll take weeks to digest what these kids did.
Coach, what does it mean to officially have made school history by stringing together back-to-back state titles?
It's a testament to these kids. You know, I mean, I think I learned something in this process that I probably set the bar too low, and we don't usually do that at Chardon. So when I say we set the bar low, it's still pretty high. But again, I learned something each year from kids, and I'll never do that again because I underestimated our kids this year. And maybe they sensed that with me, but we began to speak it into being. Like again, one of the things I said to someone is we have so much negativity in the world, and when you're around young kids all the time, sometimes it's their own words and minds that limit them. And we work hard to make sure that doesn't happen. Because there may be another team that can do it, but we can't be self-destructive.
Coach, so they scored to end the second. They scored to end the first half and then to start the second. How did your defense step up the rest of the way?
I mean, I think it's, again, something that we talk about visualization of the game and playing it over and over in your head. That's a big part of what we do, and I think we knew that this was going to happen tonight. Like I knew it was going to be the end of the game for us to win. I knew there was going to be a ton of punts, and it's important to remind your kids that punting is not the worst thing in the world when you're playing two really good defenses. But when we were in the locker room, I looked at the stat sheet and we had 36 yards rushing, and we challenged our kids. You will not win a state title with that performance. Let me put it nicely. And then we ended up with 192. That's how it works. So it complemented. I mean, the kicking game, defense, and offense all came together at the end.
Well, the flip side of that is that while you didn't give up yards either, you only gave up 62 yards in the second half alone. So was your defense challenged a little bit to come up after the first half?
For sure, and again, I think it's a testament to our kids. I think it's the investment that they make in the offseason. I mean, I think they looked at each other in the locker room and said, like this is it. Like this is all the minutes we have left in the season. And for some of these seniors who will never put on pads again, and I think we saw that performance. But that was a great football team. I mean, the two best teams in Division III played tonight.
Trying to score the winning touchdown. What's the thought as the offense takes the field there? You got great field position. You got a few minutes left. You got time to get the job done. But you actually have to get the job done.
We were confident going on. I mean, the work we put in before that, I mean, we knew that in that situation we worked hard enough to succeed. And so just to be able to do it's awesome. And the line blocked amazing on that play. So.
Sean, what can you say about the defensive performance to set that up? Because you guys really drove them back into their own end zone.
Oh, I mean, they're amazing. I mean, we couldn't have done it without them this year. So many times they put the team on their back and just made stops, created turnovers that we needed. And, I mean, it's just blessed to play with them.
What was it like running against Baden's defense? They've been very good against the run all year.
Yeah, no, they were tough. I mean, all of them hit, and if you missed a block, they made you pay. But we just knew we had to grind it out and just keep going, trust the process.
Nathaniel, same thing about the defense. When you guys come back out there knowing that there's not much time on the clock, they're kind of pinned back there. What was going through the defensive mind as far as getting a stop?
Oh, we're just constantly encouraging each other and just getting on each other to play faster, play more violent, and like we tell each other this is stop right here, 3 and out when they're not getting past the 40, whatever the circumstances. We set a goal and we achieved the goal.
Let's go a little bit further back than that. You had the first touchdown. What did you see on that? I mean, obviously you got behind 3 defenders there.
I don't know. Alex just put it where he needed to put it. That's it.
This is a kid who started 44 games for us, and 46, my bad. And his shoulders shot, it popped out last week, and there's guys that I can say this now because he played, but there's guys you worry about and wonder if they're going to play in a state title game, and there was never a doubt with him. And he's the ultimate competitor, and his legacy at Chardon will forever be told. And I'm going to miss him.
Gonna miss you, Coach.
Coach, how did the offense change a little bit in the second half? Because no pregame you talked about Jets, but we didn't see that until the second half. And then AJ, did that change what you guys were able to do with the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, AJ's a talented kid. He's a kid who needs the ball in his hands, and as the year increased, his load increased as well. And yeah, I mean that's a formidable. That's not the right word. I mean that's a devastating front seven, and we experienced that in the first half, only rushing for 36. So we had to find ways to get our playmakers the ball, and you know, and I think some cardio played into it in the field position, the punts at the end, the penalties at the end, pushing them back. It's a tough spot for a sophomore quarterback to be in for Baden.
AJ, what does it mean to you to not only, get some action in that second half, but also really help lift up the running game after they had trouble really getting anything against Baden that first half?
I mean, it was crazy. I just stepped in. I mean, they knew they'd give me the ball, and then if they didn't give me the ball, I was running a jet fake, and I'd carried about 3 defenders going that way anyway to set up Alex on some smashes, so.
Yeah, Alex, throughout those runs, you started obviously real high passing, very first start of the game. And then you really were more of a runner the rest of the game. How do you adapt to that? Does it change how you go out on the field goal? You're running the ball, or are you just kind of always in the same headspace?
No, I don't think it really changes that much. I mean, we obviously run the ball way more, so it's obviously easier to prepare for a run. But I mean, on every single pass play, we're usually looking to score. So I mean, if we have someone open like Salka, I mean, I got to get to him, or else it's not going to be a touchdown.
Coach, that defensive play that you backed them up into their own end zone, that defensive series, I mean, is it fair to say that's probably the best defensive series this team has played all year?
That's hard to say, but I would say at the time it was, and I would say it was our best offense. And again, that's sort of what we visualized with that. Like, we just gained 20 yards with our defense on the field, and then that punt put us pretty much in field goal range. So, again, we sort of lost the first half battle of field position, but in the second half, we played more on their side. So it was exactly how we sort of scripted it. We always make it interesting, that's for sure. There's always close games here, which is the way it should be.
For those of us who've not seen you, was it out of character for you to throw it like that on the second play of the game? Is that something you saw in scouting that you thought?
Yeah, I mean, you could say it's out of character for us. I mean, if we throw the ball 10 times and, probably something's up, or we're down by a lot. But, last year we threw, in the state championship game, we threw for over 200 yards in the second half. But that's also a testament to what their defense is. We can't make a living, running up the middle every time like we can with some other teams.
Or was it in the plan to take a shot at them if you were in a field position space there, or more that just seemed like the right call at the time?
What'd you think, Navs? My OC's back there. Did you just feel it?
We practiced it all week, that particular play. Looking at the safety, was the safety going to be in heavy run support or not? And he was.
Sean, you guys, this is obviously the second year you were here. Do you feel the experience of last year's game helped you guys toward the end of this one?
Yeah, I mean, for the couple of us that played in there, I feel like me and McDonald being there in the huddle, I mean, we were calm the whole time. We knew that there was going to be obstacles, but I mean, we knew if we just kept working, it'd fall into place. And I think being in that situation last year has definitely helped us a ton.
Nathaniel, how does this state title compare to last year's? I mean, last year that was a grind just because you guys were fighting through COVID, but I mean, this year was special in itself as well.
It's a good question. It's the feeling's probably a little better just because there were a lot of people that doubted us, didn't think we could do it, didn't think we could be here. And I think just proving everyone wrong and proving to ourselves that we could do it was an amazing moment. And last year, Brady Toth, I don't know if you guys remember, but he said to me, the best thing to do when you're a senior is to go out with a smile, and only a certain percent of, a really low percent of people get to do it. And we got to go out with a smile. So.
This is for each one of you guys.
You guys were kind of considered the forgotten senior classes, but you're going to realistically go out as potentially the most winning senior class in school history. What does that mean for you?
I don't know. It's surreal. It's crazy. I don't know. It's just we put in the work, and I think we all deserve it. I think it's not just the seniors didn't just win this. We had multiple sophomores playing. We had sophomores on KO, juniors on KO, juniors on special teams. This was a team win. This was a team season. It wasn't just the seniors.
Do you guys in your mind feel that there's a new golden age now for Chardon football?
I don't see why not.
This is for all of you guys. The day in general, what was it like going through the square this morning with everybody out there? And what was it like, the atmosphere here, seeing the celebration? I mean, there can't be anybody left in Chardon right now, considering how many people are down here. What was the day like, Coach?
Yeah, it's really special, and it's again, I think it's made more special by sometimes like what you see going on in the world. You know what I mean? Like when you can drive around the square and you can see all these kids smiling, and you can see all this community. I mean, it's the beauty of sports, right? Like we talk about it all the time. It's what unifies people, and the world needs more of that. And I'm biased, but it's for $10 or $15, you can go watch your neighbor, spill it for 48 minutes on a Friday night. And I think if more people got into their communities, it'd be a better world. But Chardon's a football town, and we're very blessed and fortunate. Now the pressure and the expectations are there too. So that's something that these kids again have dealt with because they've had a bullseye on their back the entire year.
Alex, your thought on today from beginning to end?
I just think like going through the square, I mean, seeing all those little kids, I mean, they dream to be in our shoes, and just to be able to like do it, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, just the whole city's behind our back. I mean, Chardon's a great community. It's a great community, and they all support you. And it's just amazing. It's amazing.
Nathaniel, thoughts?
The city of Chardon's amazing. The support is unreal, and it was an incredible moment to see everyone supporting us, see the streets lined up with people, and see do the lap around the square, and just see everyone just there to support us, and then make it to Canton to support us here.
Sean, same thing for you, same question. Did you look behind you and see how many people were there today?
Yeah, I mean, I took it in a couple of times. It was awesome, the atmosphere, and it's so crazy that people can get together like that and support something these days.
It's just a crazy experience. I mean, just like our coach said, we hit the jackpot. I mean, it's a great town, it's a great community and everything. I mean, they really support us, and I think it really showed tonight.
Alex, as this season progressed, you've really grown as a quarterback. You started the year inexperienced, and here you are 16 wins later, a state champion. What are you going to take away from this season as a QB?
Oh, I think I just got to be humble. I mean, yeah, I did some stuff, but with the backs I have Sean Carter. Dude separated his shoulder like week 8, and he's still playing. I mean, Salka, dislocated his shoulder 7 days ago, and he's still on the field. All my linemen, not one single returner, and they're all dogs. I mean, I can't ask for anything more.
The O-line trying did a good job as well. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we knew the Baden's front seven they were going to be good, so we knew our O-line had to block low, and it took a bit. I mean, obviously Baden came out hard, but it took a bit, but our O-line got it.
Alex and AJ, obviously the moment is still fresh, but how exciting is it to know that you guys get to come back and try and do this again? Because it's not the end of the road for you guys. It's just beginning really for you two, right?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, if I could come back again for a third year, I mean, that would be amazing. That's the plan next year. I mean, we come back twice now. I mean, that's expectation of Chardon now. So let's do it.
We had a really good sophomore class. I mean, our freshman team last year took Eds and hove in the toe. So if we keep putting the work in, I think there's no doubt that we should be here again.
What do you think about now, Coach? You only had 5 starters back this year on each side of the ball, and you sold them short. You selling this?
You're right. I hear you. I need a week.
Nathaniel, Sean, can you guys talk about the senior class though, and what you guys might be learning about it?
I mean, we're all so close as a group, and we kind of banded together because it's a unique situation. We were all forgotten about, but like at the same time we were the bullseye for every team, and so we really needed to stick together and like just love playing with each other. And it was awesome to win it last year, but playing with the guys you grew up playing with, and everyone's just so close. You can't ask for something better.
A lot of the seniors didn't play last year, so being their first year playing, they really had something to prove. They only had 1 year to do everything they could to just leave a legacy and make history. And this is the biggest one right here. We're not here without this kid. We don't win without Sean Carr. We're not in the state championship without Sean Carr, and big props to him.
Coach, how surreal is this moment, just considering that this season started off with you guys not even being allowed to use your own home field? You guys had to practice in other places, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a field until the middle of, the end of August, right? So our first home game was a Riverside arrival. All summer long, we didn't have turf to practice and we didn't have goalposts. So, you know, there's adversity, but you know, I think you can create adversity into opportunities, and I think we do that really good here, and we try to spin everything in some sort of, you know, struggle that makes us better, and I think you see that displayed tonight.
Who do you have with you, Coach?
This is my youngest, and from what I understand, I'm not going to hold this against him, but he fell asleep in the stands. I heard he made Spectrum TV. My mom's who's in Florida? Someone's in Florida texted, said Jericho's asleep in the stands. So he doesn't like to come to games, really. So he got dragged here tonight because the Christmas card. Yeah, he'll be rested up for the ride home.
How old is Jericho?
How old are you?
5.
How many seniors do you guys have?
Was it 20? 2021?
Okay, anything else?